What's up, guys? My name is Gabe, and welcome back to the Trojan Blade. Welcome back to a brand new video. So we have a massive update on the whole USC versus the Big Ten saga. And if you guys follow USC, you know that we're not the most transparent and forthcoming school. If something weird's going on, we normally don't come out and directly address it, but USC Athletic Director Jen Cohen has done just that. She did put out her State of Troy newsletter for the month of November, and we got a bunch of clarity as it pertains to this entire deal with the Big Ten. So if you aren't fully up to speed, I posted a video a couple days ago going over exactly what's going on. So if you really want to deep dive into it, go check that out. But the gist of it, the Big Ten is partnering with an investment fund that's going to dump about $2.4 billion into the conference. And there's a few problems with it. Two of the big ones, it's not equal. USC would be a tier 2 school, not making as much money as Michigan, Penn State, or Ohio State. And big problem number 2, it adds 10 years to the grant of rights, taking it from 2036 to 2046. We don't even know where college football is going to be at in a year, let alone in the year 2046. So signing anything that long is completely stupid. And there's a lot of talk of who's behind this, looking at who it really benefits. And every single arrow points back to Ohio State. So the fact that Oregon signed off on this, signed off to be Ohio State's bitch, essentially, that's pretty crazy to me. But hey, know your worth, I guess, right? But getting into what Jen Cohen said, and guys, I did forget to mention, if you are enjoying the videos, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Really appreciate your support, but now looking at what Jen Cohen said, so I'm going to read this excerpt for you, and then we'll talk about it after. Again, this is from her State of Troy newsletter for the month of November. In recent weeks, there has been much reporting around USC's position regarding an investment deal proposed by the Big Ten, and many of you have reached out with questions. This deal proposes to 1. Create a new commercial entity, Big Ten Enterprises, supporting the conference. 2. Extend members' grant of rights an additional 10 years to 2046, which we've already talked about. And 3. Provide 10% equity in Big Ten Enterprises to an investor for $2.4 billion, which will be unevenly distributed to members and create a tiered revenue distribution system moving forward. So the specifics of the money there, essentially Tier 1 is going to be Ohio State, Penn State, and Michigan. Now, all member schools in the Big Ten are going to get a massive lump sum of cash straight out of the gate, and USC and Oregon are considered the Tier 2 schools. So we'll be getting $50 million less than Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State straight out of the jump. I believe the number for the Tier 1 schools is $190 million each, and then we're $50 million less than them. $50 million, guys. And then yearly revenue, I believe the Tier 1 schools get 5.5% of the conference revenue. And then USC and Oregon, being Tier 2 schools, get 5% instead of the 5.5%. But continuing on with the newsletter, as we continue to evaluate the merits of this proposal or any others, our university leadership remains aligned in our stance that our fiduciary obligation to the University of Southern California demands we thoroughly evaluate any deals that could impact our long-term value and flexibility, no matter the short-term benefit. We greatly value our membership in the Big Ten Conference and understand and respect the larger landscape, but we also recognize the power of the USC brand is far-reaching, deeply engaging, and incredibly valuable, and we will always fight first for what's best for USC. Hell yes, Jen Cohen. Talk your shit. Let these Big Ten people know what the deal is. Let them know who they're dealing with. This is what you want to see from an athletic director. This is leadership. This is bravery. This is knowing your worth. This is everything USC is about. If reading that doesn't get you fired up and you call yourself a USC fan, man, I don't know what you're doing. But going through that paragraph again, she says any deals that could impact our long-term value and flexibility, no matter the short-term benefit. So what if you're giving us $140 million? That's nice out of the gate. This is going to lock us in until 2046. This is a recipe just to get ACC'd. You have no idea how this deal is going to age, how the media deal is going to age. You do not lock yourself into something that long unless you're running the show a la Ohio State. Penn State's okay with being their bitch. Oregon's okay with being their bitch. USC and Michigan are saying, hell no, we are not okay with this. Michigan's a Tier 1 program in the Big Ten with this new deal, and they're saying no. What does that tell you about it? Ohio State runs this conference. They're the big dog. There was a whole thing with the lack of transparency from the Big Ten to the university board of trustees. Multiple schools were having complaints that their board of trustees were not even allowed to see the deal. They had a big conference call, according to Ross Dellinger. Only one school was allowed to have a board of trustee member on the call. What school do you think that was? It was Ohio State. Shocker, right? But how she ended that paragraph We greatly value our membership in the Big Ten Conference to understand and respect the larger landscape, but we also recognize the power of the USC brand is far-reaching, deeply engaging, and incredibly valuable, and we will always fight first for what's best for USC. We are USC. I know a bunch of you Big Ten fans are going to comment down below and saying, oh, you're irrelevant. You're clicking on USC content. You're constantly talking about USC. How irrelevant are we really? To quote one of the best coaches of all time, Deshaun Foster, we are in Los Angeles. USC and UCLA are in Los Angeles. That alone makes us relevant. I got nothing but love for most of you Big Ten people out there. There's some cruds, as there are with every fan base. But man, Nebraska fans, awesome. The Michigan fans, mostly awesome. Minnesota fans, awesome. But Los Angeles is not Iowa City or Lincoln or Piscataway or College Park. It's Los Angeles. It's just different. USC is one of the blue bloods of the sport. You cannot tell the story of college football without the cardinal and gold in there. You just can't. Going on with this, though, she says, I want to thank President Kim and our board for their leadership on this matter. With their professional backgrounds, experience, and expertise, our USC leaders are uniquely qualified to assess deals of this structure. So what she's saying there is she has the backing of the interim president and the board as well for saying no to this deal and standing up for USC. We're not caving. We're not doing what the Big Ten wants. We're not allowing them to strong-arm us. And this isn't the athletic department against the Big Ten and against the leadership of the university as well. This is a cohesive defense of our brand and our identity, and frankly, our pride and dignity and history. She continues on by saying, I believe our work on this issue has exemplified exceptional alignment, and I am confident we are all committed to the most positive outcomes for USC athletics. As with any of the challenges and opportunities this new era presents, USC is well positioned to lead towards sensible and effective solutions. Key word in all of that, alignment. USC is aligned. We are saying no to this stupid horseshit deal as a collective. I gotta say, man, I've been a massive Jen Cohen fan from the start. I can't believe that I've had to defend her, but she has proven every single good thing I've said about her right in this moment. This is her most important moment as the AD at USC up to this point. I hope we continue this. I hope it's not just posturing, because signing this deal to be a tier 2 program, you're signing your own fate. At that point, you're admitting, yeah, we're not the USC of old anymore. We don't strive to be. Any person that signs a deal, putting yourself below Penn State, and again, a ton of awesome Penn State fans. I've had so many wonderful interactions with you guys. This is one of the things I hate about situations like this. It pits us against each other when it shouldn't be like that. And in no way do I mean to disrespect you or your program, but even the staunchest of Penn State defenders have to admit USC being below them in a money sense, I guess, doesn't make any sense and is quite frankly unacceptable. So that is all the news we have on it as of now. USC appears to be united and taking a firm stance against this deal, and I'm all for it. I am so proud to have Jen Cohen as our athletic director. Statements like that, moments in time like this where you can stand up for who you are, it makes me so damn proud to be a Trojan. And guys, if you are on Twitter, tweet your support for Jen Cohen. She frankly deserves it. And let's just get a massive positive wave of energy heading towards the school this weekend for this Iowa game. A big FU to the Big Ten, beating one of their most physical teams in the rain. This has the potential to be a fantastic weekend for USC football. But guys, that is all I have for you. So if you did happen to enjoy it, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys being here. You're all awesome. And as always, take care and fight on.